So what's going on, guys? My name is MrDalekJD, and today I'm bringing you a very interesting thing for the zombie storyline, potentially. And this is thanks to my good friend Mr. Raffle Waffles. He was very lucky enough to get an interview with Jason Blundell, and he's just posted part 2, which was a lightning round. You can check out the full video link down below in the description. But in this video, we're going to be looking at a specific question, which was quite interesting, the answer especially. So I'm going to play a short snippet of that from his video. But if you want to check out the full thing, like I said, down below in the description. But let's talk about this.
Is Richtofen the bald man in the first strike poster?
No.
What? What? Are you? Is that a joke? It's a joke.
No, pass.
What?
Now, when I first heard this, I was literally reacting exactly the same as Milo. What the hell? We've been lied to for the last 5 years. Like, we've always presumed that this was Richtofen in the first strike poster, and this is the poster they're talking about. You can clearly see in the front it's Dempsey, then to his left we have Takio and Nikolai, and on his right we supposedly thought it was Richtofen. This is a very interesting question, actually, because I've never even thought of asking that sort of question if I had the chance. And this is apparently not Richtofen. I can't quite understand it either. It's apparently not Edward Richtofen. Now, if we look at the model of Richtofen in Ascension, we can compare the two, and you'd be really surprised here, because I'm honestly thinking Jason is either trolling or there's some huge kind of twist here and a little bit of a different story explanation as to why he said Richtofen isn't, because looking at both this render of the model and then looking at the poster, they're both wearing the exact same outfit. You can look at the belt specifically, it's the exact same belt. If you look on the hip, you can see a gun holster. Both characters possess that gun holster. Richtofen even has very similar blood smears on his face to the bald guy on this Ascension poster, but apparently they aren't the same, and the only difference is that hair, the fact that Richtofen is not bald in Ascension and this guy clearly is. Now, the more I look at either of these, I can see that the Ascension poster, the guy in it, he does look a little bit different to me. He seems almost older than the Richtofen we have in the actual map. Just a disclaimer in case you guys are confused, Richtofen is 100% in Ascension as well as the other characters. It's just on the poster design, the character is apparently not Richtofen. Now, if this isn't Richtofen, then who exactly could it be? Well, I have one distinct idea on who it could be that isn't Richtofen, and it does kind of make some sense because the character is holding the thunder gun. Now, during the Easter egg of Ascension, we have to help a character called Gersh who is trapped within the Casimir mechanism, and the Easter egg is essentially freeing his soul. And what happens at the end of that is his soul flies up into the sky, and we don't really know what else happened from that point onwards. Now, he is going to be making a return in the Black Ops 3 timeline, which is awesome because we had some ciphers in Zetsubo no Shima, which is talking about him in a brand new form, but we're not talking about that today. We'll talk about that in a separate video. Now, the backstory to this character is Gersh was working on a project called Project Thunder with another Russian scientist called Yuri. They oversaw Project Thunder and were also the creators of the Gersh device, and during Yuri's descent into madness, Gersh noted his increased aggression towards the other scientists, as well as the fact that he'd mutter to himself. So he went and confronted Yuri when he was found working on the Gersh device and threatened to have him permanently removed. And the consequences of that was Yuri tricked Gersh into activating the Gersh device, which sucked him into it, which is how he ended up being trapped in the Casimir mechanism. Now, I'm mentioning all of this because in one of the radios in Ascension, it reveals the true creator of the Thunder Gun, and it was the Russian weapon codenamed Project Thunder, and was being worked on by the Ascension group under Gersh's direction. Now, originally Gersh knew that there was a range problem with the Thunder Gun as well as the small ammo count, and was trying to fix it before the events of Yuri and Gersh, where Gersh did end up being put in the Casimir mechanism. Now, knowing all of that, it's fair to assume if you see someone holding the Thunder Gun that isn't Richtofen, it could be the actual creator of it, which is Gersh. We never see Gersh in physical form in Black Ops 1, and we might not do so in Black Ops 3 either, but this could be a physical representation of Gersh before the crew actually got there and before he met Richtofen and the events with the Casimir mechanism. Now, one thing I do not understand, which I'd love you guys to put in the comment section, is how exactly is Richtofen's Ascension outfit identical to the guy in the poster, because it's got the exact same blood smears on his face, on the actual outfit itself. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, everything matches up exactly to the guy in this poster, that it doesn't make sense. The logical explanation behind it could be that Richtofen killed Gersh and stole his outfit, but we know that's not what happened because Gersh had that fight with Yuri and was put in the Casimir mechanism. Now, another idea I have, which if this person isn't Gersh, then it could be Yuri, as both Gersh and Yuri were under the Ascension group and did work on the Thunder Gun, which would explain why the character is holding the Thunder Gun. No matter what idea I have in my head, it just doesn't add up. So if you guys have any ideas, drop them in the comments. Now, this is Treyarch Zombies, of course. Not a lot of stuff does make sense, and this could be one of those extraordinary ones which makes no sense, but I'm not sure we'll ever get a full answer. But Jason, man, you troll. There is the off chance that this is an artistic impression and it's an idea which people have had for absolute years, but if they had an artist come in and make a poster for the characters and they make all the other characters look pretty much identical to their in-game counterpart, why would they purposely mess up Richtofen? And with Jason saying that isn't Richtofen, I just don't know. The guy in this poster bears some resemblance to Richtofen, you can't deny it, but Jason said it's not. And I'm not sure if this poster is even meant to be taken seriously, because if we are, then where are the Nova Crawlers and all the other wonder weapons we see in this poster in the actual Ascension map itself? Now, there's one theory which people had a few years ago which kind of does make a lot of sense, and if you guys remember back in the Black Ops 1 days when they released some awesome trailers for new DLCs, they done a series called Call of Duty Zombie Labs where they had a bunch of real life stuff, and there was one section where there was a bold soldier shooting the wave gun, and in honesty, he looks more like the character in the poster than Richtofen, and some people assumed that they were related in some way, but I'm not too sure, guys. With Jason Blundell saying it's not Richtofen, it's just got my mind into overdrive on who this could be, and I'd love to know your thoughts on this as well down below in the comment section. There are still unsolved Easter eggs and ciphers in World at War, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, and Black Ops 3, and I'm not sure if this falls under that category as being one of the unsolved Easter eggs, but with the bombshell being dropped of it not being Richtofen, there's kind of a little sort of Easter egg to be thought of here and to kind of really solve who this guy is, and we may never find out this answer. It's just going to be one of those things. If we ever do find out who this is, I'll be sure to update you guys, but let me know your thoughts like I mentioned, and if you enjoyed the video, drop it a like rating, make sure to subscribe for more zombie videos, and I'll catch you in another one very, very soon.